Hi guys, I'm gonna ask before I start this video to please pardon, I know my face is flushed, there's no makeup on this, and my hair is kind of wonky right now, or between colors, and it's also wet because I am in a very big rush recently because even though school's out, I have a lot of work and projects, and I just got a major project from like my boss's boss that I have to put together, so whew, for that. It's actually gonna be a lot of fun. But anyway, on to the video. I just saw this tag. I know it's like an old tag, but I just saw it and I'm pretty excited. It is called the Disney Songbook Tag. So there you go. That's what's gonna be the title of this video. The Disney Songbook Tag. And I've watched a couple videos and everyone else has been singing the songs. I don't have a Disney princess voice, so I may not sing all the songs, or I just play some of them on my phone, but here we go. The questions I'm going to be using are actually the ones that were taken from, let's see, who did I take them from? Uberen's version of this tag, because I'm too lazy to write down anyone else's, and she was super nice and put all her questions in the drop down box. So here we go. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? Stop there. Alright. So, first question is A Whole New World from Aladdin, a book that made you see the world differently. Got it right here. So, for me, a book that made me see the world differently would have to be The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Now, this isn't this isn't the kind of thing I normally read, and to be honest, I'm not a super religious person, but still, this book, it made me cry, it made me laugh, and I read it at a point in my life where it helped a lot, and it gave me a different perspective on the world overall, and I do not regret reading it. I keep a copy with me even though I'm in my apartment and don't have room, so that should tell you how significant I think it actually is. And honestly, like everyone says, if you like this book, you should read Tuesdays with Morrie, but I haven't read that one yet either. But this book made a big impression on my life, and I recommend it. Number 2. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. To see her is to take a sudden chill. Cruella, Cruella de Vil. Alright, so, for the Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians, you're supposed to name your favorite villain. Okay, so I don't actually have a favorite villain specifically out of books, but the ones I really do like are generally the ones that were given backstory on, where you can actually see and kind of understand why they became a villain. Like, you don't have to like them, obviously most of the time you still hate them, you're rooting for the hero, of course, but knowing where they came from, how they became that villain, gives them a certain depth that really, like, is very attractive to me. So, that's it. Don't actually have a specific one, but if there's not a good villain, then it's generally not a good book I'm not a huge Slice of Life fan. But, there you go. There's that one. I thought my heart had learned its lesson. It feels so good when you start out. My head is screaming, get a grip, girl. Unless you're dying to cry your heart out. Oh, it's one of my favorite songs. Kalu. Cat gets stuck in the window. Alright. So from I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules, a book I don't want to admit that I actually love to read. Okay. This is probably one that a lot of other people have mentioned, because honestly there is so much hate out there for this series, and I mean, I can understand why. Like, I get where everyone's coming from with why they don't like it and hate each their own. I personally loved reading the Twilight series, and I know there's like a lot of we're gonna get you, but seriously, okay, part of it might have come from when I was reading it. I actually really got into the series. That's what I would stay up at night reading when I was staying at my granddad's house for the last summer I got to spend with him. So there's that emotional attachment right there, because I associate books with where I first read them. But honestly, it's like one of those little, oh, what are they called? Self-indulgent habits, I guess. It's fun to read, it's fun to laugh at, it's enjoyable, though there are parts I skip over because I can't handle reading them again. But that one definitely fits this category for sure. Alright, next up. I guess. Gosh, it disturbs me to see you, Gaston, looking so down in the dumps. Every guy here'd like to be you, Gaston, even when taking your lumps. There's no man in town as admired as you. You're everybody's favorite guy. Everyone's awed and inspired by you, and it's not very hard to see why. No one's slick as Gaston. No one's slick as Gaston. Okay, guys, I warned you at the beginning, I am not a singer, but I have a good time with those songs. So, there you go, Gaston. Oh man, okay, alright, so for the Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, I'm supposed to name a character I couldn't stand. Now, here's a little secret about me. If I don't, like a character, I don't bother to remember their name, and if I really, really don't like a character, I will block out the name of the book that they're from as well, and I won't pick up that book again, especially if they're the main character. So, it was my sophomore year of high school, back when I still had time to read books during the school year. I was reading, again, insert book name here, I do not remember it, I've blocked it out of my head. And there was this main character, a girl, she was, and I mean it's my typical like fantasy stuff, adventure stuff, she was extremely whiny, she complained all the time, she wouldn't listen to anyone, and didn't understand why no one was listening to her, never adjusted to what was going on, kept holding back, jumped to conclusions, blamed her friends, was not loyal at all, which by the way, loyalty, big selling point with me, don't have that. I'm gonna have some issues. I mean, it would have been fine if the author had gone back and explained why she was like this, but there was no explanation. And there were several points when I had to put the book down and had to go back to it again later because I kept hoping it would get better, that she would develop as a person and become the hero she supposedly was supposed to be. But, I mean, happy ending and all, but she never developed as a character at all and was pretty much the same whiny little brat she was at the beginning, even though it had been like 10 years. So, there you go. Nameless character here is my least favorite character that I absolutely couldn't stand. Okay. Next song. I really should have looked up the lyrics beforehand, and like, I know most of these songs, but I don't want to screw up any more than I already do, so I'm gonna drop this one down an octave. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Yeah, we're gonna stop there. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? I don't even know where her voice is on this one. Oh man, okay. Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid, by the way, if some of y'all couldn't recognize it from my horrible rendition. Okay, book set in a world you would love to live in, or you wish you could live in. Oh man. Well, I mean, it's the Harry Potter world, but that's only if I gotta be a wizard. Like, At this point, I would have already graduated, so I don't really know if I'd still want to, like, suddenly jump into that world. Are we going with I was born in this world, or I just suddenly get transported to this world? That's an important question. Those should be included in these questions. Well, oh, okay, I know what it is. Oh god. She has a bunch of different series. They're all kind of set in the same world. The Tamora Pierce books, The Protector of the Small, The Lioness, I think, or that might have been just one of the names of, like, the Alana series. That series. It's got, like, fantasy, mythical creatures, it's sword fighting and knights, adventures, magic. Pretty much everything I look for in a story. And girls can be knights, and they can be kick-ass knights. Words. But they can be really great, and just so it's one of those... It's got almost everything I really enjoy. I mean, I love sci-fi stuff too, but I can live without the aliens. As long as I get griffins and dragons. But, okay, yeah, there you go. Tamora Pierce, her little world, like, of Tortal and all of them. I don't actually have any of the books with me, because my little sister insists on reading them over and over and over again, and so they're all at home with, I've got 3 of the complete series. There's more than that, but they're all at home with her. Alright, moving on to the next one, before my camera dies. I'm not singing this one. Nope, nope, not gonna happen. Nope. Where's YouTube? Hopefully I can, like, hear it.
The sun is rising. The birds are blue. Just waking up.
Okay.
And there is something stirring in Cinderella's room. Let's go see.
This is, like, really creepy.
Cinderella. A dream is a wish your heart.
Well, there you go, there's the title.
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache.
Okay, that's enough of that. Not one of my favorite songs from the, can you tell? From the Disney, collection of songs. Too much coffee. Don't drink a whole lot of caffeine before you guys watch one of these videos, because, or before you film one of the videos. Before I film one of the videos, we're talking about me. We're gonna cut that out. Okay, so like I was saying, not one of my favorite songs, but, Dream is What Your Heart Makes from Cinderella. What would the book of your dreams be like? Okay, so I've kind of already explained this. I love fantasy, I love anything with good, rich plot, interesting villains, magic. Magic's always necessary. I dislike oppressive governments, but I don't know who likes them, so, freedom for the little people, because I'd probably be a little person. And if there could be dragons, that would be fantastic. And swords. I like swords. So basically, sci-fi, adventure, fantasy. Boom. There you go. Favorite world. Ah, I didn't wash off my grocery list. Okay, next one. Oh. Alright, here's another song. That I'm gonna look up because I can't sing the song. I think I watched this movie twice. Because I don't like her voice. And I'm so sorry to the person who voiced her, but I don't like...
Well, what if it was a princess?
Was the princess?
Oh, we gotta skip this part. Let's actually get to the song.
Anywhere. We like it. Anywhere at all.
Did he say?
Let's get to the actual song.
It was so romantic. I could not resist.
Hi, Kobu. Wait. Okay. You get it. Someday my prince will come from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What book character would you marry if you could? Well, that's assuming... See, the problem with that is, I love characters... Like, if I'm gonna look at a character romantically, it's normally because they're already in a romantic relationship with either the main character or just another character and they're the main character generally, and sometimes it's just a couple off on the side. But anyway, so if I like a character in that sort of sense, it would be because they're already in a relationship and I like the way they are in that relationship, so I just want them to stay in that relationship. Nice little bubble. Don't ever stay. Please don't break up. But I mean... Oh, that hurt. Okay, I was about to say... Okay, so my camera died earlier. I'm not too sure where it left off, so let's just go from what I remember. Okay. Oh, I can't sing that high. Okay. All those days watching from the windows, all those years outside looking in, all that time never even knowing just how blind I've been. Now I'm here, blinking in the starlight. Now I'm here, suddenly I see. Standing here, it's all so clear. I'm where I'm meant to be. And at last I've seen the light. Told you guys, not a Disney princess voice at all, but there you go. At last I've seen the light, from Tangled, a book that changed your life. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. I know you're not really supposed to mention it twice, but I didn't actually you're not really supposed to mention it twice, but I'm gonna go ahead and say the Harry Potter series, particularly the very first Harry Potter book, which, as you can see, this very battered, torn up, taped copy would be my original copy that I first got, along with the other first four, for my birthday way back in elementary school. The first time that I actually read this book was in first grade. I remember because I was sleeping in a sleeping bag in our living room because something was wrong with my room, and I read the final scene and had a horrible nightmare that night. My first ever nightmare I remembered. But these books were really influential on me growing up. I, in very, very many ways, related to Hermione Granger, and the book's kind of like, this was okay. She had friends. They went on adventures. They had a fun time. So that would be it. This whole series, big part of my life. Grew up with them. Still waiting on my letter. You know, our delivery service can't be very reliable. But anyway, there's that one. Let's move on to the next one. Phone locked. Okay. No. God, okay. I already said I'm not singing this one, so here's another one for y'all to listen to. There you go, timer. Hope it's not too weird, fuzzy sounding. Alright. When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio. And this is a book you wish you could reread for the first time. Okay, that's another one I don't actually have a copy of. But honestly, I wish I could reread To Kill a Mockingbird for the first time. This time without it being required for school. And without us analyzing it before I actually got to read it. And without me falling asleep 4 times before I could reach chapter 8. I liked the book. I just couldn't get through it the first couple of times, so I ended up doing all the schoolwork for it without actually reading the book. Some of y'all have done that before. And, I didn't actually get to like get my impression of it before I got my teachers, and so now I can't read it with like a fresh mind and think about it the way I want to think about it. I have to think about it the way she thought about it, and well, that just kind of sucks, I think. So I would love to be able to do that, reread that again for the first time without my teacher's influence, because yeah, get that first impression again. Okay, next song. If I can pull it up. Okay, hold on. Do you want to join me for this one?
What?
I just can't wait to be king. You don't have to be on camera. You said to get close enough to sing. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing programming for once. Oh, don't eat it. I'll swerve.
Okay. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. If you're gonna sing, you need to come in here.
I said you're queuing for a king.
Brushing up, I'm looking down.
You gotta be tall enough to do that. And this is how you're spending
You're such.
room with you.
She's so mean to me.
Don't you have a song to sing?
That'd make my singing even worse. Okay, never mind. Alright, here we go. One more time. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. Well, I've never seen a king of beasts with quite so little hair. I'm gonna be the main event, like no king was before. I'm brushing up on looking down, I'm working on my roar. Thus far, a rather uninspiring thing. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Okay, one of my favorite songs, by the way. Just Can't Wait to Be King from The Lion King, one of my favorite movies. So a book with a monarchy in it, like that's super general for all the stuff I read. But, let's see, which one? I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Inheritance trilogy. I think it's a cycle now, but originally it was a trilogy. Aragon and all of those. They've got a monarchy in it. The whole book's about overthrowing the monarchy. So, there you go. Alright, so next one. Maybe. Okay. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices in the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Okay, so Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. A book with a beautiful cover. Okay, so generally I buy the cheapo paperback version, so I don't actually get to see the beautiful colors. So, like I was saying, don't generally get to see the pretty covers, but this is actually a duster, and it's more of like general like series. Esther Friesner, I am so sorry. I can't pronounce names, but I'm gonna put it up really, really close so people can read it. They generally have really, I guess, interesting book covers. Like, they're more photographs, I think, but like this duster's really pretty if you look at, see? It's always really interesting, and it has a lot to do with like what the book's actually about, and it kind of clues you in, kind of draws you in. It's always like a little bit of secrecy to it. I feel like I could write a whole book just on like the cover. So, at least a short story, yeah. So that's something I always enjoyed. I also really like the more kiddie, like hand-drawn art, as well as like the really pretty painting stuff. So it really, a cover just, it depends. I don't have a favorite one for that, but those series are always good for interesting covers. Or their books, I should say. So, I think this is the last one. Nope, crap. I lied. There's more. Okay. Woohoo! I love this song. Forewarning before I try, if y'all haven't figured it out, I am an alto. So, here we go. Maybe. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. And that's it. Cause that hurt. Like, the opening's great, cause it's like, the snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. And so I started thinking like, yeah, I could do this, and all of a sudden, it's way up there in falsetto. Anyway, on to the book. Let It Go from Frozen. I need to stop doing that. I need to hold it up here so I sit up properly. Let It Go from Frozen. A book you didn't want to finish because you loved it so much. Okay, so I'm gonna break the rule again, and I am going to claim the 7th Harry Potter book for this category. Okay, so little story. When this came out, I was still living with my parents, so my mom only bought 1 copy. No, that was the 6th book. She only bought 1 copy for the 6th book, and she learned her lesson because my dad and I, we fought over who got to read the 6th book first. We're both really fast readers, so we can, like, each of us could read it, have a go at it, and finish it in one day. But, so we fought over this. So this time, she bought us each our own books, and we both separated. We went into different rooms, and we read the book. I actually sat on the floor of my sister's bedroom and finished the book in, like, record time. But there were several points when I had to stop, like, close it, and sit and just cry. I had to stop because I was crying so much that I couldn't read the words on the page. But this book, I didn't want the series to be over. Like, I wanted the book to be over so I could stop crying, but I didn't want the series to be over because I knew I'd cry more every time I thought about it. Because, again, like I said, this huge impact on my life, like, it's pretty serious. Alright. I think there's one more. Yes, okay. One more. I don't know if I'm missing this one. I guess I kind of played a lot, so I guess I probably should sing this one. Alright. Just a little change, small to say the least. Both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast. And then Miss Potts goes way up out of my range, so we're gonna end it there. Tale of Oldest Time from Beauty and the Beast. I actually think it's called Beauty and the Beast, not Tale of Oldest Time, but a book you think is timeless. Yeesh. I hope the Harry Potter series will be timeless. But personally, I guess I'm gonna have to go with, well, there's 2. I've got Where the Red Fern Grows, which I grew up in the South, so I guess it's probably maybe different for people who grew up in the North, because maybe you don't relate to the story of this boy and his dogs. But for me, it was very, very... It's another book I read when I want to cry. But also, I have this collection of nursery rhymes and fairy tales. It's a really big book. It's not the Grimm version, it's not the Disney version. And it's got all kinds of songs and stuff in it too, but basically, like, those old traditional fairy tales that all these new shows and new movies are based on, they are timeless. They've been around forever. They're still around in new versions. They're the original archetypes. And so I'm gonna go with just that broad category, I guess. The Star-Crossed Lovers, that's one that's never gonna go away. So that, whether it's applicable or not, it's a good story. It makes a good story to read. It's never gonna go away. It's always there. So I guess final answer is going to be Star-Crossed Lovers is an archetype rather than a story, because that updates and it changes, and that's what makes it applicable. That's what keeps it alive. So That's what's gonna make it timeless. And so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I apologize for my singing, but I had a blast making this video and I hope you had fun watching it. If you guys have any other tag ideas you want to see me trying, go ahead and comment down in the bottom. And I'm gonna keep looking around YouTube to see if I can find anything else I want to do. Thank you very much once again for watching, and bye bye. Are we good? I need a new stand.